Hello, and welcome to Yogscast.
Was that shit?
What was it?
I think that was Sonic, wasn't it? It was a bit high pitched though. I started off high, and I thought, oh shit, I'm gonna have to keep going at the high. So this podcast would consist of me talking a load of bollocks, you talking a load of bollocks, someone else talking a load of bollocks. It would have really bad, like Super Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog music.
Yeah, sung by you.
Instead of a podcast, you could call it a Yogscast.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I've already said that, Chorio. I said that ages ago.
Okay, I wasn't here. Chill out, mate.
You're so... Oh, God, you're so behind. If you were any more behind, you'd be like a large black woman.
Right, Mearis, start now.
Okay. This is Twins. The hardest part of this fight is not to fall down from the ledge. You position the raid where everyone is standing on their pillar. Now, as you noticed, this is easier in theory than in practice. You're bound to get some very special children that'll fuck up, fall down, aggro before you're ready, and wipe the raid. This is probably the easiest fight in Sunwell if you can bring enough shamans. It takes no thinking on half of your DPS. You just have to move out of conflict and trinket, and as long as you don't fall down, it's just going to be really easy.
We've just wiped, Seth. Seth, you just jumped down and wiped us.
Honeydew, watch the video from the start again.
You just wiped us, Seth.
Did you not see the big arrow?
Do you not
pointing
know how to play?
What I highly recommend for regular guilds that don't have super deep rosters is just dump off-spec shaman gear on your enhancement shamans. Our enhancement shaman typically respecs Bester for this. Now, the positioning. The entire raid hugs the column really closely, and Sacrolash, the Shadow Twin, is tanked in a particular position. Now notice on the pull, the Warlock pulls the Fire Twin with a high aggro spell, then jumps down.
What's that? Oh right, yeah, that's the Warlock that I'm healing throughout this fight. It's quite exciting. I'm stood there on top of like 20 people, pressing rank 11 and rank 8 Holy Light repeatedly for about 5 minutes.
The Warlock moves away from the rest of the raid and has to quickly build aggro while moving away out of the blaze patches. In the meanwhile, on the Shadow Twin, as you can see, is tanked in a really particular position. Right now, look where the Shadow Twin is tanked. You can't really see it very well from Xephos' point of view. But the key about the positioning is you see those little monsters that just crawled on the right. You want to maximize the path that those monsters have to take in order to reach the raid. If you position the raid properly, the little monsters, the little shadow images that spawn, end up having to travel a distance such that they are not able to reach the raid and explode. See another one running up on the right? It moves all the way up, goes around, reaches the raid, but does not explode. If it explodes, it stuns the entire raid, and there's a high chance of people dying.
That tree that you can see there with his hands waving around, he's a faggot.
The Fire Twin will randomly pick one person and give them a conflag. Basically, if you're targeted by the conflag, you want to run away from the raid. As soon as the conflag hits, you use the PvP trinket.
This has got to be one of the most exciting healing fights in Sunwell Plateau. See, I've got to be very careful with setting up blessings and everything as the official Paladin class leader and wannabe officer of Yogs. I mean, for example, I've got to set up so that one of the Warlocks doesn't have salvation.
The key when using this strategy is killing the first twin really quickly. At that point, quite simple, everyone stays in one position and just burns the second twin down. So for killing the first twin, you need 2 tanks. She does an aggro reduction ability that targets the top person on the tank list. If you look at Xephos' Omen, you see a Feral Druid and a Proc Warrior trading as the top 2 people on the Omen threat list. You cannot go over on the aggro of the second tank.
We're jumping down. One of the twins is dead. This is amazing. That's so exciting. From standing still for all those minutes, pressing those 2 buttons. There's not much to comment here, is there? You stand completely still, you press 2 different ranks of Holy Light repeatedly on one person, the Warlock tank. then jump down, position yourself, and then don't move again for several minutes, and keep pressing those 2 buttons.
So everyone jumps down, piles up on top of me, the sexy dwarf with the cross, and DPS is the Fire Twin. The Warlock, as you can see, needs to move close to the raid, get hit by the Nova to clear up the fire stack since he's tanking the Fire Twin. If you stood right on top of her, in order for the Warlock to clear the stacks, you have to move on top of the Fire Twin, which can lead to horrible consequences as the Fire Twin might cast a Shadow Nova, then just one-shot the Warlock with a hit of melee. Key things to watch out for in this fight: raid healing. When both twins are up, you'll be taking an insane amount of raid damage. As in all of Sunwell, bring as many Restoration Shamans as you can. 4 or 5 Restoration Shamans is great. When learning this, you want to take up to 9 or 10 healers. Typically our breakdown is 1 Paladin healing the Warlock tank, 2 Paladins healing the 2 tanks tanking the Shadow Twin, a tree keeping heal over times on both, and then 2 Shamans raid healing the melees, and then 2 Shamans plus call it a Hero Priest healing the raid.
Seriously, all I do here is just press 2 buttons. I guess in endgame raiding, most people just press 2 buttons. Holy Light rank 8, Holy Light rank 11, Holy Light rank 8, Holy Light rank 11, Holy Light rank 11.
The DPS requirement here is completely trivial. As long as you don't have all your DPS dying off, you're gonna kill her in time, don't worry about it. Survive the first run, burn her as quickly as you can, then just collect the perps in the second phase. If you lose the Warlock tank to a hit of melee, as you can see, the second person tends to be a mage. You can easily Zerker the last 10% or so by having just the mage and the melee DPS and whoever's on her aggro list just running at max range. The Fire Twin buffs herself with a buff that grants her extra fire damage, Pyrokinesis. You just get mages to spell steal it. It's 35% extra damage for them, and it's a really good buff for their damage. Yeah, they're defeated, really easy, collect the perps.
Hooray! Epics await us. It's an incredible fight, it really is. All that hard work pays off. And we get a fucking fist weapon dropping. Probably had about 4 of them. All going off spec to warriors. The thing is, that fight is so easy, and then that's followed by Muru, who's just a complete bastard. Why would anybody need to watch a how-to guide for the twin Eredars anyway? How fucking dumb are they? Red Rum need one. Oh snap.